YouTube family, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Vickie and I hope you'll decide to stick around and hit that subscribe button. Today I'm going to be sharing a recipe I've got many requests for. It was on my list. I'm doing a Thanksgiving series this month and I wanted to actually do my whole Thanksgiving dinner every day, but with babysitting 50 and 60 hours a week, I've just not been able to do it all. But today I'm going to be sharing a recipe with you. We're going to be making broccoli casserole, and this is so delicious. It is one of my favorite things to make during the holiday season. This recipe was given to me from a friend almost 36 years ago. I worked with her. Her name is Connie Adams. I worked with her at a jewelry store when I first got married, but I loved this recipe so good and she gave it to me and I've used it, Connie, every year. It's on my holiday table and I actually usually double it because my family loves it so good. But today I'm just making a small half size, so I'm going to be doing it in a smaller version, but the whole recipe in its original form will be left in my description box. I always leave my recipes in my description box, but I just wanted to give credit to Connie because it's a great recipe and it's easy and it's absolutely delicious. Now, I sent my husband to the grocery store, and you know, right now it's close to the holidays. Thanksgiving's next week, and you can't get everything that you want. I needed a box of chopped frozen broccoli. They didn't have it, so he just got me the frozen baby broccoli for RITZ, but I think that'll work. And you're going to need a can of cream of mushroom soup, some mayonnaise, chopped onion, eggs, shredded cheddar cheese, salt and pepper, and Ritz crackers. Let me move my camera back just a tad so we can see my stovetop good. Okay, I think that's better now. I just like for y'all to be able to see everything that I'm doing. I'm already preheating my oven to 350 degrees. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to bake this bag of broccoli florets. We're going to bring them to a boil so they're heated all the way through. And then I'm going to drain them and squeeze all the moisture out of them. Now, this calls for 2 boxes. Like I said, the recipe for the regular menu will be in my description box. So I'm breaking it down because this is not my Thanksgiving dinner. It's just a video that I'm making, and I don't want to make a full casserole that's going to be wasted. I'm going to empty the contents of my broccoli into this pot and bring it to a boil. And I'll show you what we do next. Okay, I'm just putting this on high. While it's coming to a boil, I'm going to go ahead and mix in some of my other things that I need. It calls for 2 tablespoons of onion. I like a lot of onion flavor, so I'm just going to add a half of a small onion I chopped in this bowl. It calls for 2 eggs beaten. I'm just going to go ahead and put, I think, just the one in it. So I'll move the other one over here. If I think I need it, I'll add it to it at the end. I'm going to need 1 can of cream of mushroom soup. So cream of mushroom soup. That's one of the things that people say is hard to find right now, but I don't know. I actually had some in my cupboard, but it was outdated and I don't even remember buying it. So it makes me wonder if I bought it and it was outdated to begin with. It's weird. Weird, weird, weird. So I'm just gonna get all that out. And then it says 1 package of grated cheddar cheese. I like to finely chop. I'm just going to use about half of this. Because I'm not doing a full recipe like I told you all. Okay. And if I think I need to add to it at the end, I will. And then salt and pepper, and that's just to to taste. I almost put that in there, which ain't no big deal if I did. I like my food not so much salty as I do a lot of black pepper, and I like the coarse ground black pepper, so that's what I put on it. And then a 3/4 cup of mayo. So I'm just going to use about a 1/2 cup. I don't think you can go wrong with mayo. You know, it's one of those white things my husband don't like. He don't like mayo. He don't like cream cheese, or sour cream. But he don't even know that stuff's in there. That's what I'm saying. So I think it'll be fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix this up. Okay, I noticed that cream and mushroom soup looks different. My husband bought the fat-free. I'm not a thing on fat-free. I don't like doing that when I'm making a holiday meal or any meal. I want my food to taste good. And you know what? So what? If it's fattening, it's up to me. I want my food to taste good. So there. But that's what it looks like. And all you're gonna do is once this comes to a boil, I'm going to drain it and put, squeeze it out with paper towels and stir it in here, and I'll show you. Now, I've got this, but I really think these trays are too big. That's another thing, if you watch my video, and I'll link it down below, my 10 tips to a successful Thanksgiving dinner, is I use a lot of disposable pans for my desserts and my casseroles because it's easy to clean up and it's easier to store them in the fridge, and I just think it's easier. But those are too big, so I'm gonna look down here for a smaller glass dish that I think will fit. I've got one if I can find it. Here we go. I went down there too far. So I'm just gonna use this small one. It's a Pyrex dish. I've had this a long time. It's a, I don't know, but you normally fix this in a 9x13 pan. I'm just gonna use some baking spray. I don't have any cooking spray. It don't matter. It's probably not gonna stick anyway because it's got all that fat in it, but I'm just adding it to it just to be safe. Okay. And this is gonna come together really quick. I think you'll be surprised. And like I said, I've had some people to request this on my social media and on the comments in my YouTube videos. And I was, like I said, planning to share this anyway. I do hate to say that I cannot find my cranberry relish recipe that I normally use, so I won't be able to share that this year. I may be able to find it before Christmas, but I think my sister may have it. It was her mother-in-law's original recipe, and it is delicious. If you love cranberry juice or cranberry sauce, you'll love this. It's got, I know it's got orange rind in it and orange. Seems like it's made with orange Jell-O and maybe you can have some pecans, but it's almost really like a dessert, but it's amazing. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 recipes I'm doing tonight. So if you see me in the same outfit, you'll know why. Like I said, I babysit all day, and I babysit about 10 to 12 hours a day. It's according, you know, what's going on with them. But that's Monday through Friday. And on the weekends, this past weekend, we had to be out of town. We were helping our daughter with some stuff. This weekend, we'll be out of town. We're helping our parents with some stuff. So I didn't know when I was going to put it up. And I'm like, I've got to get it filmed and edited and all the good stuff. So I really appreciate it if you all like these videos or subscribe to my channel or share them or comment. It helps me in the YouTube algorithm, and I really appreciate that. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, I would love for you to follow me on there, and I'll leave that link to that below in the description box as well. So like I said, this is going to come together really quickly, and it will be delicious. So we're going to bake it for 30 minutes. Now, after I get all this mixed together, you crush Ritz crackers and put on top of it. Oh my gosh, it's something magical happens, guys. It's just amazing. It really is. Amazing. It's just about boiling. Now, I liked my broccoli chopped to the point of not having like big pieces of broccoli in it. But with this, I think I'm just going to use it like that because these are baby florets. These are not big, huge broccoli stems, and they're not, they're also not like a head of broccoli that I bought or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead. It is pretty much boiling. I think it's definitely hot, so I'm gonna go ahead and drain it. Now the thing about this is that you have to get that water out, so I'm just gonna squeeze it. I normally put it in a paper towel and keep squeezing it until there's no water that comes out. And yes, it burns my hands really bad, but that's what I do when I make it. But you don't want any of this water because if you do, it'll be soupy, and you don't want broccoli soup casserole. So anyway, I've got it in my strainer, and then I've got it over my cooker, and then I just pushed it out there. And like, if you look right here, see that water that come out there? I don't know if you can see it. Pretty good long. So I'm just dumping it in there. Like that. Okay. And I'm just going to stir this up really well. So good, guys. It smells amazing too. And I tell you, I think I'm going to maybe even use this cooker. I know this is little, but that's not that big to put in. Do you think that's too small? Let's try it and see. It might be. It might be, it might not be. What do you think? Oh, geez. You know me, people. I'm a daredevil. Didn't want to put it in something too big, but you know what? I may need to put it in that anyway. I'm going to switch it over to this because I'm going to have to put that Ritz topping on it, and there's no need to cram it in there and it not fit. So I'm not going to do that. My allergies are still killing me. Taking my Zyrtec every day. Did not take it last night. Well, I'm sneezing my head off. I'm allergic to something. I don't know what it is. Now, with that being said, I've got that part in there. Now, for your, let's see. All right. Now, I'll tell you a little tip. We're going to melt some butter to put in our Ritz crackers, and we're just going to sprinkle them on top. I think it makes it a whole lot easier. I'm going to get some butter out. It says to crush your Ritz crackers and put on top, but I've seen Paula Dean do this, and I think it's a really good idea. Is melt your butter. So I'm just melting half a stick of butter. So 4 tablespoons in the pan. And then I'm going to take my 1 sleeve of Ritz crackers once that's melted and put that in there, just to let it soak up all that butter, so you don't have some places on there that has butter and some that don't. Does that make sense? I hope so. Because in the recipe it says to crush the crackers and put on here, and then put little pats of butter, but some of the places are left without butter. So I want to have all the butters. All the butters. You know how I am with all the butters, don't you? So, Connie's recipe I was telling y'all about, I tried to find it, and I know I had it out because I've been getting out my recipes for the holidays. And I had wrote it in this cookbook that I made for my kids, and that is her recipe. And I had it, though, wrote down on a piece of paper, but it actually was really faded. You couldn't hardly even see it. So, that is her original recipe, and she is a sweetheart, and I hope that she gets to see this video. Her and her husband Billy were in a severe accident, a tragic accident with their only child, their son, Keith, and he was killed in the accident. And he was a school teacher here where my son teaches, or no, he used to be. He was a principal now, I think. But anyway, it's very tragic and sad, but just a very special couple. And like I said, Connie would bring, the broccoli casserole. Well, Billy would bring us girls that worked there at the jewelry store. Almost every morning, he would go to Jenkins Hardy's and bring us breakfast biscuits. And never took a penny for it. Would not let us pay for it. But just such a loving, kind heart. A servant's heart is what I call it. And I know why her recipe tasted so good. I know it had that secret ingredient like on my apron, because that's just who she was. Such a precious, precious soul. I love you, Connie and Billy. I'm praying for you. And anyway. There we go. So that's the recipe. It's going in the oven for 30 minutes. This is what it looks like before we bake it. And I'll meet you back here and show you what it looks like. So make sure you all stick around for my taste test, because it's going to be amazing. Just got it out of the oven. And hold it up here and show you what it looks like. It is amazing. All right. So I'm going to take a bite, even though it's hot. I want to show you all what it tastes like. It's so good. And I love the man, it's hot. Look at that. It's got the broccoli, the cheese, that cream of mushroom soup, and that little bit of onion. It smells amazing. And then that Ritz cracker crust on top with the butter topping. Connie, I never eat this that I don't think of you. I love you. I hope you're doing good, Sissy. Just like I remember. It's hot. So good. When we take our lunch, we've been sitting in the stock room. We had some little tables back there and chairs, and I can just picture sitting there. Oh Lord, I was half the size I am now. Probably from eating all these casseroles. Honey. They're so good. I want another little bite. Me and my husband are the only two eating all this, so it don't matter. So good. I promise you won't regret it if you make this. And it's easy. You all seen how I done it. The hardest part is getting the water out of the broccoli after it boils. Just make sure you do it. Put it in a strainer and just keep mashing down with something to get it all out. Hot. Amazing. All right. On to the next recipe. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button, turn on your bell notification so you don't miss any of these yummy recipes in my Thanksgiving series. I'll also be doing a Christmas series. I'll be sharing lots of appetizers, snacks, cookies, cakes, candies, lots of yummies, great gift ideas, some inexpensive gift ideas, some decorating ideas, lots of shopping hauls, a lot coming up. So thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. And thank you for all the sweet comments. And thank you all for everything. Such a blessing. God bless you. And see you soon. Bye. Dad just came in. He went over to a visitation for a co-worker, some family that they had that passed away. And he was hungry, so he tested. Did you eat the broccoli and the sweet potato casserole?
No, just the broccoli casserole.
Okay, would you like to do a
I don't do
review?
sweet potatoes, but the broccoli casserole was amazing. I ate that and some lasagna, and I was full, but I still went back for seconds. It was so good. So yeah, there's my plate down there.
Okay, I didn't make the lasagna. Who made the lasagna?
I had to put it to go with it, Fazoli's.
Okay, all right. I just
had
wanted to see
meat.
what you thought.
I just had to have my meat, but the broccoli casserole is amazing.
I make it every year, don't I?
Yes, it's always amazing. I couldn't wait to get home when you said you was making it.